Hey everybody, it's time for a pop-up, but first let's do the bunny hop because we need it. Indulge your inner child. I haven't named him yet. Hello, hello. We're doing a pop-up with a hop-up. This is during the time that the United States is still trading with China. Just that's where it's made, of course. We're going to take a look at some things. I just wanted to give you a little moment of lightness. We have Betty and Benny Bunny. Benny's kind of hiding from years past. So we'll have to name that one. I'm taking names. Okay, so the criminality continues. And this will just be a short pop-up video, as I've been doing, just because there's so much news and I want to get it in, get the news in. And I know that, I think that we underestimate how powerful it is that we all get together in person and virtually. And I know for practical reasons, it's mostly virtually. Also, I want to look at our lawless government, because it is completely lawless. They're doing this pump and dump scheme. If it were a Democratic president, you can't even imagine a Democratic president doing such things. Donald Trump is the biggest criminal that probably any of us have ever borne witness to in our lifetimes. And he just continues to commit crimes. And he's almost like, I think he gets a real big adrenaline rush out of it. I think it's a high for him. I really do. So what's really important for us to kind of look at right now is anybody going to stop him? Is he going to be stopped? And in light of what's just happened, and I know we've been asking this for years now, is he ever going to be stopped? Because the MAGA Republicans in our government that most got there illegitimately, if they don't stop him, and we have a weaponized DOJ, oh, the irony, which is not surprising. Let's just ask, well, is anybody going to stop Donald Trump? No. Currently, no. I mean, you call for an investigation of what he's doing with the stock market, and who's going to investigate him? The entire DOJ is completely corrupt. Okay, so let's do this. Will he be stopped in some other way? He'll be stopped in some other way. It doesn't look like it's going to be through the law. So I don't want to say it's a waste of time to investigate him and go for prosecutions. But there's another way he's going to be stopped. And when I'm asking will he be stopped, you know, the first question was, I was thinking about from the United States government. Will he be stopped with a government from another place? Yes, this is interesting because it's what we've been getting. We've been getting this. So, deep breath, everybody. We are in a state of lawlessness, which is how third world countries happen. I'm not saying we're going to become that. I'm saying without a legal system, a country becomes like a third world country where nobody's looking out for, at least nobody in the government's looking out for you. So, what we need is for enough agencies, not in this current criminal administration, obviously, but some agency to stop him. And since this is a world, he's crashing the world economy, then I think this goes further than the United States in terms of who holds him accountable. All right, so time for a sip of coffee. My spring green color cup. I hope you're having a decent day. My nefarious cards turned up earlier. Hang on, I do have them. They did turn up. They were hiding underneath something. So we're gonna ask. We're gonna ask, actually I'm gonna use these cards first because I'm gonna ask about other sources of justice. And I need to brush up on who would have jurisdiction over something going on in our country that's an international source. All right, so the bunny helped, didn't it? PNN is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Join us for that. Tonight we have guided meditation for Healed America, which I might start on the earlier side of it at 7, but usually we chat for a while and then we do the meditation. I'm going to a music show, and just so I can make it there in time. I'll probably end around 7:20 every Thursday night. So as far as the rest of the world, is there some kind of a, yeah, actually there is some kind of an international legal situation that can hold this criminal orange buffoon accountable. Yeah, there's a strength card, and right now they're just looking at it. I'm getting the EU has something to do with it. I'm not saying it's the EU that has the power to prosecute, but there's a case being built against the United States of America to stop this effing with the world economy. I get very strongly, yeah. There's a lot, and there's strong communication. I mean, Dumpy has communicated F you to the rest of the world. And it's got to stop. And I don't think we have the infrastructure in place, government-wise, to do it on our own. I don't. I mean, Adam Schiff can say all he wants. Elizabeth Warren, Chris Murphy, all the rest of them can say whatever they want about we're going to do an investigation, but who the hell is going to do the investigation? Do they have somebody to do the said investigation? They do. I'll have to ask some more. Maybe I could befriend Michael Polpak. I have questions. Are they going to have hearings? It doesn't look like they're going to have hearings. Isn't that interesting? Because somebody mentioned that The Hague the other night in the comments. I'm just going to ask. I don't know anything about who would have jurisdiction on the international stage over what's happening here. Does The Hague have some kind of a... No, not The Hague. The International Criminal Court has some say. Okay, so let's look at that. The International Criminal Court. What kind of influence can they have? I'm kind of seeing a sub-team, like a team of very smart people, intelligence from the United States, undercover, communicating on the international stage. I've been seeing that all along, actually. This criminality and evil has its layers deep. So I'm asking about the International Committee, what they might have. A slap on the wrist for the Trump administration. A slap on the wrist. There's too much that's been stolen, but however, I think the slap on the wrist amounts to something. Because the other countries are suffering. But I think this indicates that there's not a lot that the ICC can do, but there's like a keeping the conversation going, definitely going on. The Five of Swords indicates massive pain, but not totally wiped out. Not a total wipeout for us. Massive pain, but not a total wipeout. This kind of, we're one world, you know. It's a small world in terms of that we're all connected to one another. If you want to know. If you want to see an illustration that we're all interdependent, this is a pretty good indication in the negative, on the negative side, that, yeah, what one country does affects the rest of the world. So let's choose 3 cards about Dumpy's fate. Now, I know that everyone's acting like he's the all-powerful, omnipotent emperor, but you know what? The paradox for me, the confusion for me, is when I see him and hear him. Dumpy is he's energetically so disassembling. I'm going to read on his fate. Energetically, I mean, I don't know what's going on with him physically, specifically, but his energy is just tired and confused, and he's really not making any sense at all. So I'm going to pull 3 cards about his fate, and then I will let you go, because I don't want to make these videos, these pop-ups, very long. In this era of short attention spans, long videos don't really work that well. Please hit the thumbs up and please subscribe. And if you see the join button, please consider joining, because you'll get access to free classes. Okay, so what I see here is quickly, something's going to happen quickly with the Donald connected to Putin. There's some fast-moving action in Russia right now, in the whole war front. I get a sense of Putin having too much coming at him at once. The truth is definitely coming out really quickly. I feel like this is the sense that I have, that Dumpy is getting calls from Putin and he's talking to Putin, but Dumpy is like barely even listening, and he has this sort of disdain and disinterest with everything about the presidency and everything that's going on. The crazy thing is, it feels like the orange buffoon just wants to, well, he wants everybody to go away. He just wants to be left alone. But he is getting a lot of pleasure out of the crimes that he's committing. So I'll leave you with that. Maybe get a fun little Easter Easter bunny toy, or, you know, something to make you smile and laugh and, you know, lighten it up. We really do need that. Don't get into a position where you're so dragged down that you forget that energy vibration that's high is needed like a weapon during these times. So go out and play and laugh and giggle with children and do whatever you can. We need that energy, okay? Don't cave into the fear for very long. Tonight, so we have the guided meditation for Healed America. Tonight, it's Thursday at 7, so I'll see you there. Namaste. Keep your chin up. Don't sink. Okay, bye.